What's up, Libra Collective? Thank you for joining me for your energy reading. If it's your first time joining me, my name is Keita. And if you are first time or a returning viewer, welcome back. I'm going to be doing a energy reading for you guys, and I'm going to be doing it with all manner of noise and tomfoolery and comfuckery going on in the background. So one of my neighbors on the next street over, apparently I can't see it, but it sounds like they getting a new roof. Like it's constant banging and pecking and whatnot. And it's been that way pretty much all day. So I was gonna do y'all's reading outside, and I couldn't because of the noise, but my iPad was also, the battery was low. But so I had to put my iPad on the charger, but that gave me time to think or intuit or channel or get the download or whatever, right? So I put the iPad on the charger and just chilled outside for as long as I could stand that damn noise and get some fresh air. And what came to me while I was sitting out there is that there is some massive work being done in the etheric realms from your ancestors and spirit guides to help you tap into and activate your crown chakra. And that is our topmost chakra of the body, because we have hundreds of chakras, but there are 7 that are in alignment on the body. And so the crown chakra, being at the crown, is that energy center that helps us to communicate with the Holy Spirit, our higher self, our ancestors and spirit guides, and things of that nature. And so for many of you, that is what's taking place, and that's giving me some insight as to what's going to come forward in the reading. So I got my crown chakra incense burning, which you can see is flowing, right? Because I have like some incense that are specific to each of the chakras that I like to use when I'm being intentional. So I was led to burn a crown chakra incense for y'all, to help support you and your crown chakra activation or awakening or whatever's going on. Because at this point, that's all I know. But we gonna get into it and see what else is going on. Try to get a wider scope of the message that is trying to come forward. So I'm gonna pull some tarot. I'm gonna get you guys a self-care message, and I'm also going to pull the gateway of light activation cards to see what's being activated, what's taking place energetically. And I'm also gonna get you guys a crystal prescription. Also, I'm wanting to do a bonus of some sort for the Sagittarius Collective, because that's the reading that I tried to do a live reading for, and the sound was terrible when I was doing it from my phone. And so I feel like I owe the Sagittarius Collective a little something, something. So I'm gonna figure out what that needs to look like. Let spirit lead me as to what that needs to look like. And if y'all have any ideas, feel free to leave them in the comment section of how I can make it up to the Sagittarius. Because even though it was a really dynamic message that came forward, and it ended up being a 2-part reading, the second part I did on my iPad and the sound is fine. But that first part, I said, oh, this is not representative of what I'm about. This sound is terrible. I ain't the most tech savvy, but I don't want my shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to listen to nothing with that kind of background noise and fuzziness, right? But I just saw 411, and so for me, that's girl, get on with the message. So that's what we gonna do. I'm gonna pull these cards so I can give y'all the 411 on what's going on. I also have my Rosophia crystal out here, which is the crystal that I use when I'm very intentional about working with the divine feminine energy, and the divine feminine aspect of Christ. And so that may be pertinent to the message that's coming forward. And I got my Angelic, which is very much a crown chakra crystal that helps us better align with and attune to angelic frequencies. So got that energy on hand, and I don't doubt for one second that this is going to be a dynamic message, especially since as Libras, y'all are very, y'all, the cards that came out, I already, and I'm gonna take them, but y'all are very like airy, logical beings, you know, your air signs. And so I can see how tapping into things of a more etheric spiritual nature, especially when it comes to connecting with the Holy Spirit and your spirit guides, may be a bit challenging. So we got the World card that fell out, represented by the number 21, which breaks down to a 3, because there's definitely some elevation taking place as you close out a cycle. But this cycle that is being closed out has somebody not only at a standstill or in a stalemate situation, but you're there or they're there because they feel like they're being pulled in two different directions, like they double-minded about something. And double-mindedness is the what they call the basis or the foundation for schizophrenia. So if you feeling like one minute you got your mind made up on something, and the next minute you decide to do the opposite, and you going back and forth with it, which means you're not making no moves because you can't make a definitive decision. That could very much be this Two of Swords energy, or there's somebody that you're connected to. But whatever the case, when you're in the Two of Swords, there's no movement being made because you're at a crossroads and trying to decide which direction to go in, or at a point where there's a decision to be made, but an individual is deciding not to make it because they don't want to piss nobody off. They in a people-pleasing energy, and are deciding to just not make any moves, just to stay put and keep doing the regular smegular routine, right? Because this lady here, she has these two crows, right? And ultimately, crows bring our messengers and represent death. But this individual is being, you got this crow over here with string around her, and baby, they wrapping her up real good. And then this crow over here, and so something's gonna have to end regardless of which direction she goes in, right? But she got this blindfold on, and her hands are free, which means she could take it off and figure out how to get herself in this situation, out of this situation. I mean, but there's a choice not to be. But what that means is she chooses to be in confusion and confusion, right? So you got this Two of Swords energy that can't stay like that for long, because some got to shake with this World card. This World card energy means there's an opportunity to close out a cycle and elevate, evolve, grow, graduate, mature, right? And so that's gonna be there, even if, say, this person does not take the opportunity, or you don't take the opportunity, you decide to stay in denial, or in this Two of Swords energy, because it can represent denial. It'll still be in your mind and in your spirit that, hey, I didn't take that opportunity when I had it. And we all have those regrets sometimes about things that we coulda, shoulda, woulda, and now the time has passed, right? So you got that going. And this involves a Queen of Pentacles. This is wifey. This is a woman who's financially stable and grounded, who has her own in some way and knows how to create comfort and beauty from whatever it is, that whatever she has. She lives by a particular standard of comfort and beauty. So you got this Queen of Pentacles, and when I tell you sis is unbothered, I've never paid attention to just how at peace she looks. She's grounded and centered, and she's got these looks like branches on her head. She has her crown covered to protect her crown chakra, and her turban is green because her focus is on the coin, honey. She's all about abundance, and she got this smirk on her face because she's sitting there comfortable and confident. The Queen of Pentacles also very much represents confidence, and she knows that she could just sit pretty and do her and be comfortable in her own skin and in her own dwelling and in her own environment, which she has worked to cultivate, and focus on her bag, and she cool. She ain't worried about nothing. Like, damn, what's that song? I ain't worried about nothing. I ain't worried about nothing. Nah, but that's just I don't even remember who sang that. Oh, is that Trinidad James? I think that's Trinidad James. Where he at? But yeah, sis ain't worried about nothing. So yeah, you got this opportunity, but denying this opportunity to connect with the Queen of Pentacles in some way. And if this is you, this is someone who you may have an opportunity to be in your Queen of Pentacles energy, but what's blocking that is this Two of Swords energy, this denial, this being stuck and stagnant. Just saw 11:11, refusing to walk through a gateway that's going to change your whole life. So let's see what's at the top of the deck. Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles speaks to like service and generosity, being reciprocal. You know, we are always on one end or another of giving and receiving, but you want to, in order to be balanced, be in an energy of being receptive and being generous, or being giving, or being of service, being charitable. So there was a Six of Pentacles type of something that has taken place, or maybe a gift has been given, or someone's been nice or generous or supportive, because Six of Pentacles represents support. Somebody's been supportive in some way, and there's been a reciprocal exchange that is leading to this devil energy, pointing to toxicity and where somebody has been bound. As you can see here, this man here, he's standing with this his hand out, and got this other individual who look like they got a massive headache, covering with their hand over their crown chakra, blocking out possibly the voices in their head. Again, that schizophrenic energy, and there are strings attached to this guy's fingers, which he represents the devil in this energy. This is being in some low vibrational situation of some sort, and being bound to it, and needing to separate or liberate yourself from it, because it is puppeting you, or whoever you connected with. Let me make that clear. I might not be talking about you. We might be talking about somebody you know. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know, these readers just be confirming shit you already know, right? But there's some toxicity there, and there's a separation that needs to take place, and maybe even some healing. The devil can also represent fear, but when the devil shows up at the bottom of the deck, you're becoming aware. It's getting loud and clear what that fear is, what is puppeteering you, what has control over you, and is potentially keeping you from being able to accept or approach this opportunity with this world card that's coming in. So we're gonna clarify this, because with this type of shit going on, you definitely needing some self-care. I think it's worth noting that there's a lot of at least 3 out of the 5 images that we have in these cards in this spread are pointing to the head. And again, I was intuiting that there's some crown chakra activation of some sort that is taking place, but you got somebody that's trying to block it out. So you literally got somebody who, they're getting signs, synchronicities, nudges from the Holy Spirit. Intuitively, they know, be it from their dreams or whatever, that which direction they're needing to take which involves this Queen of Pentacles energy, but they're blocking it out. Again, you have this individual here with this hood on who has, and he's the smaller image because the devil is the bigger energy in this card, the most predominant image in this card. So you got somebody that's playing small because of their fears and their toxic ways. So it could be some abuse, it could be somebody toxic who they're attached to, it could be fears and trauma from the past, it could be imposter syndrome, but whatever it is, the voice of it is getting louder and it's getting unbearable. Because on some real shit, let's get into it. That's really the devil, right? You know, they try to tell us that God is Big Daddy in the sky who sits on his throne like Santa Claus, and we are to pray and beg and plead and cry and be riches undone and ask for God's amazing grace and be lowly servants and all that low vibe shit, right? And then that the devil is somebody who live under the ground in this fiery pit where we go when we die. No ma'am and no sir. The devil is the low vibe energy that keeps you from experiencing heaven on earth, that keeps you from creating heaven on earth. And how do you create heaven on earth? By tapping into the God in you. And how do you tap into the God in you? By doing the work, the shadow work, the research, aligning yourself with people who are vibing on the same frequency as you and thriving to be in their God-like energy, who operate in spirit and truth and integrity, by living in and aligning with your life purpose, by honoring yourself. That is you operating in your God and Goddess energy. Every time you deny yourself happiness, love, joy, peace, rest, you are the devil. I hate to put it to you, baby, because you know we like to blame everybody else for our shit. But I don't advocate for that, because if you can't be aware of your low vibe energy, I was gonna say your flaws, but if you can't be aware of your low vibe energy, your toxicity, that means that you can't hold yourself accountable for your low vibe energy, which means that you can't do the self-healing and that you can't align yourself with individuals who can support you and help you in your healing. So yeah, I don't mind being the one to be like, yeah, this is where you fucking up, because I don't mind people being that person for me. Thankfully, I am very self assessing, I guess the word is. You know what I'm saying? I spend a lot of time to myself reflecting and kind of evaluating, not overly so, how I move, my past, my shadows. You know what I'm saying? I do my shadow work. And so the need for other people to come in and be like, Kitty, you fucking up. This right here, that's low vibe. That's not aligned with your highest calling. You know what I'm saying? You better than that. I don't, not to say it don't happen, and not to say that I'm not open to it, because I am. However, it doesn't happen often because, for the most part, I know that it's my responsibility to do that for myself and keep it a buck with myself, be honest with myself, be authentic with myself, and not be in this shit right here. Because it's easy to do. But I'm all about forward progression. And just like this Queen of Pentacles, I'm about growth. I don't want shit around me or within me that don't grow. Not a friendship, not a career, nothing. If it's not progressing and it's just stuck and stagnant, that means it is decaying. If it ain't growing, it's dying. You know what I'm saying? And those are just not the dynamics and the type of energy that I want to continue to be a part of my journey. And so I'm advising to you all to look at your life and the people in your life, the relationships, the same way. When I was in therapy, and I've told this story before, I believe, on some of the readings that I've done, but when I was in therapy, therapy, one of the key, and I need to do this again actually, but one of the key exercises that I did was she had me to write down the 5 people whom I considered myself closest to. And I can honestly say I'm not cool with not one person on there, not even the family member. You know what I'm saying? Like, we not in alignment, and but I was living, we weren't in alignment then, but I was living in such a people pleasing and unhappy and unhealthy space that I was going along to get along, and I was sacrificing myself, and I was in my devil energy, very much being puppeted by their influence, their desires, even moving out of fear because I knew their toxicity and I didn't want to trigger them or set them off. Again, people pleasing, because that's a form of people pleasing. It wasn't nobody that could kill me, you know what I'm saying? Like, or nothing like that. It scared the shit out of me to piss them off or to go against the grain, um, and jeopardize our relationships in any way. But I was sacrificing myself, my true authentic self, and that's something I do not want us, me and you, to continue to do in our lives. So we definitely want to pay attention to like that, the toxicity in our lives, and be honest with ourselves about what that looks like, and then really meditate on how to separate ourselves, how to free ourselves, liberate ourselves from that. And I know that there's some liberation meant to take place, because underneath the devil card is the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords represents moving toward calmer waters. That journey toward peace, the waves might be a little choppy, but no, that's the best decision that you can make for yourself in this situation. So whatever dynamic you got, whether it's just you and your thoughts, or your mental health, your emotional health, whatever the case, I'm willing to bet you for some of you it's a case of mental health, because underneath that you got the 8 of Swords, and that's being stuck in your head, mental stagnation. Being stuck in your head, thinking about what could go wrong, who gonna say what, all of the negatives instead of focusing on the positives. But this is somebody who's getting out of this mental stagnation and getting on this boat, facing their emotions, the ebbs and flows of their emotions, which means sometimes it's gonna be calm, sometimes not so much. But they're doing what the needed, the necessary, to move toward a more peaceful way of living, or a more peaceful environment, a more peaceful relationship. And with the 6 of Swords and the 8 of Swords, that gives you what? 14. Yep, that's a 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords is walking away from a dramatic ass situation, a lose-lose situation. Whether you stay or go, it's gonna be some bullshit, so you might as well leave. And 5 of Swords also represents winning at all costs. So in its shadow, it could represent like doing what's best for you, even if it hurts other people. But newsflash, you can't please everybody. Sometimes you got to be in your 5 of Swords energy in order to get away from some dumb shit. Or else you can stay bound to that dumb shit all your life. Or longer than you need to. Something that is beyond its expiration date. You know what I'm saying? So you want to be mindful of that. I'm also going to, I'm supposed to be getting y'all some self-care. Y'all got the Page of Cups at the bottom of the deck now. So there's some emotional component to what's taking place in this reading, or that has kind of kicked all of this into gear with this transformation that's taking place. Because with this World card energy, there's definitely a cycle that's needing to close out so that something new can begin, and it's a full circle moment for somebody, possibly because a long time ago you or them, they were confronted with the toxicity in something, or their emotional feelings for somebody, and it ain't going nowhere. It ain't leaving. So you gotta come back to it and face it. Have the courage to face it, because you right back at square one. I hate to bring his name up, but it's like that song, was it Brian McKnight, Start Back at One. Oh Lord, I ain't got my phone. I was gonna pull up the lyrics to it, but I'll put it on the description, on the community board, because the song may have some significance to the energy that's coming forward in this reading. But Spirit, what message do you have for the Libra collective to incorporate and maintain some self-care as they move throughout these energies? What self-care practices are needed to take place? I just saw ancestor altar. I told y'all that crown chakra activation. Now, I don't know if that's what's gonna come out, but the fact that I just saw it at the bottom of the deck before I continue to shuffle lets me know that your ancestors and spirit guides, they got your back. You have no reason to be afraid. And what better time to call on you to help you with something than to help you free yourself from devilish energy, from toxicity, from fear, from low vibe energy, and help you raise your vibration. Hydrate. I told you, I saw that page of cups. Cups are all about emotion. You guys are needing to make sure that you're staying hydrated, and not only hydrating yourself with water, which is the outward expression of you doing the healing that you're needing to do, but also tap in with your emotions. Make sure that you're spending some time in reflection and really thinking about what fulfills you emotionally. Because again, as Libras, as air signs, who thrive on balance. In order to have balance in your life, in order to have wholeness, in order to have justice, you're needing to make sure that you also have a healthy emotional health, that there's emotional maturity in your life, that there's emotional availability in your life. Stop getting in emotional relationships with people who are emotionally unavailable. And if you are that individual who's emotionally unintelligent or emotionally unavailable, that's pointing you to your childhood and your past trauma, and for many of you, your past life trauma. Again, who better to help you with that than your ancestors? So you're definitely wanting to do the work to open up and activate that crown chakra. So you got to hydrate. Make sure you're drinking your water. I try to do a gallon a day, but I be coming close. I ain't quite I ain't done that yet, like a whole gallon a day in a little minute. But that be the goal every day. I do get my water in. And then also work with water in terms of like spiritual baths, cleansing yourself. You got that toxic energy, you better get you a cleansing bath. For some of you, you're needing a white bath. With some coconut milk, and there are some other ingredients that you can use, or you can take a bath. One of the simplest spiritual baths that you can use to cleanse your energy is a hyssop bath, and you literally take olive oil, hyssop, and turn the Psalms, is it 51 or 52, and recite that scripture to help cleanse and clear and purify your energy. Hyssop is a herb that you can put in the olive oil, and that is in the Bible for my Bible believers. It literally mentions the hyssop as a purifier. So at the top of the deck, you got Sweet Treat, and at the bottom, you got, which Sweet Treat is represented by 50, so that's a 5. And at the bottom, you got Connect with Your Womb, which speaks to working with your root chakra. So literally doing that work to balance your chakras from your crown to your root, or from your root to your crown. But your root chakra is your capacity to feel safe and secure and courageous. And also for many of you, this toxicity that you're being led to move away from, cut ties with, liberate yourself from, this is some generational shit that you're being called to heal. Generational curses that you're the one being called to break. That's why it's so heavy. And that's why the ancestors want to help you. And that's why your crown chakra being activated in this situation. But yeah, you got to connect with your womb. So you want to work with root vegetables, the color red. Archangel Michael is great for working with the root chakra. For me, in these videos, it's only what I try to do less than 40 minutes. It's only so much information that I can give you. So I just kind of plant my seed in hopes that y'all will go and do the research. I strongly advise that you get you a little journal when you're watching, because I'm dropping some nuggets and you can be making some little keywords or you know, little notes or whatever. And then you can go and do your own research and put the pieces of the puzzle together for yourself. You know, they say you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, right? So I'm trying to lead y'all to the water, but I need you to get out here and get some of this information for yourself, and then circle back to me should you need some help or assistance moving further or wanting more information. But like I said, in these videos, I can just kind of touch the surface of things to help you along your journey in hopes that you are doing the expansive work to dig deeper, especially if you resonate with the messages. So you got hydrate. That's a lot of working with your heart chakra, which is your centermost chakra. So you literally got your topmost bodily chakra, your centermost bodily chakra, which is the heart chakra, and then you got your root chakra, which is your it's actually first. The root chakra is considered to be the first chakra. The heart chakra is considered to be the fourth chakra out of the seven, and then the crown chakra is the seventh chakra. So definitely want to be intentional about working with those as you heal through what you got going on. So Spirit, please clarify this message for the Libra collective at this time. What message would you have to bring forward for the Libra collective? So one thing I forgot to mention about the crown chakra, so it's opens you up to working with or receiving messages, downloads, the energy of the Holy Spirit, your ancestors, your spirit guides. But those spirit guides sometimes come in the form of like star family or galactic beings, and you got star being healing codes coming through to help you heal that which has been plaguing your ancestral line for generations. You got important information. Wounds are healed, recharging. That's why you got that world card energy. You literally got an image of the world right here, as this supportive energy is protecting you and sending you information via signs and synchronicities and dreams and conversations and songs, and just sending you important information to help you move along your journey and point you in the right direction, and also helping you to heal wounds that you've had for the longest time in this incarnation, but also wounds that have been in your DNA for generation to generation to generation, and helping you to recharge your battery. And that's this energy of the Six of Swords. And in order for somebody to do this, to move toward calmer waters and recharge, they're needing to separate from some toxic dynamic or habits or mind state. Is something huge, right? It's not small when it is the world card involved, especially. So you got at the top of the deck the halls of a mentee initiation. Somebody's going through an initiation. Secrets revealed, treasures uncovered, initiations. I'm going to read the message of halls of a mentee initiation, but this is very much Egyptian energy coming forward to support you. Also, for some of you, you may have past lives in Egypt or resonate with Egyptian or Kemetic spirituality in some way, but you're being initiated. And once you pass this initiation, this rites of passage, you're moving into a new cycle. Again, this world card energy. So that you can evolve from or ascend, elevate from working with your crown chakra to your soul star chakra. Getting some of this shit out the way so that you can align with your life purpose and the Akashic records, and fulfill your soul contract. Become aware of what your soul contract is, why you are here. Because a lot of us, we have been distracted from our life purpose, from our divine assignment. But God is like, you being called to remember who the fuck you are. That's exactly what it says here. See? I ain't got no reason to lie to y'all. And you got this image of this, I think that's like a hawk head, which represents Horus, which is also that Egyptian energy of protection. Horus is the son of Osiris and Isis, and there is a Merkaba there. Again, you're energetically protected through your ascension process. So many of you feeling like, damn, I'm going through it. What's being called forth from me is some heavy shit. You got it. You protected. You got angels, ancestors, spirit guides, from lifetimes and dimensions and other realms protecting you, holding your hand through this initiatory, transitory time in your life where you're being called to move away from some shit that has held you down and held you captive and held you back from fulfilling your soul contract. I guess God said, listen, I gave you time, but you weren't deciding to do this shit on your own. So now I'm having to move the needle a little bit to get you further along the journey. Now, come on. So we got those messages. I love what has come forward for y'all, because one thing it has confirmed that, yeah, it's hard, it's difficult. You caught between a rock and a hard place with like that Two of Swords energy, but you're supported. You have all of the support you need. You are needing to just decide to tap into that support, whatever that looks like. And one thing for certain and two things for sure, y'all got the support in this earthly realm as well as in the etheric realm, because you got the Queen of Pentacles. She's very supportive. That's the one that's gonna cook you, make you a bowl of soup or a cup of tea, or rub your back, rub your feet, make sure you're comfortable, and let's sit down and talk about this thing and think of a 3D strategy for helping you to move forward, evolve, and grow. So you got that energy, that energetic support from your ancestors and your spirit guides, and then they done fucked around and sent you somebody or sent you some support in some way to tap in with this Queen of Pentacles energy. You cannot beat that. You just got to make the choice to utilize your resources in the best way possible for you to reach the outcome that you desire to reach. And that is you stepping into your magician energy. So speaking of being a magician, let's see what other tool you can use by getting you a crystal prescription. So Spirit, please lead me to the best crystal for the Libra collective to use to support them along the journey at this time. Ooh. Right there. Damn, this the same page I turned to before I started paying attention. And I closed the book completely up. But it's Novaculite. Novaculite. It says infusion of subtle matter energy, stimulation of enlightenment, discernment. And what I say that damn devil energy was about? Cutting unhealthy ties to the past. Them strings, whatever has been energetically puppeting you, it's time to cut them cords. And that is another reason why it's important for you to work with Archangel Michael, because Archangel Michael definitely comes through with that sword of truth and that sword of light to help us cut energetic cords. So the Novaculite crystal, it's associated with the elements of wind and the storm. So if you are tapped in with the Orishas or African traditional religion, you may want to look into Oya, because there's possibly some wind activation taking place, which is right up y'all alley because y'all are air signs. And that storm energy, that's that wind times 100 to come through with that swift change to shake shit up. And sometimes that's very chaotic. And then you do the cleanup work afterwards to rebuild the life that you desire. But anything that's not strong will not stand through the storm. And so new life comes, what they say after the, what's this song? Oh God, what's this lady now? Is it Betty Wright? It's somebody. After the rain, still love you like I do. Oh, I might have that all wrong, but that song came to mind. I put that on the board as well, child. But it's associated to what? The third eye chakra and the motherfucking crown. I told y'all. Big crown chakra activation going on. So it says, where I want to start. Nope. Novoculite is a stone of discrimination. Under its influence, one can greatly enhance one's powers of discernment. This stone also tends to sharpen intelligence and enhance intuition. In energy work, one can use Novoculite to sever unhealthy emotional or karmic ties, sometimes called cords. Didn't I just say that? To individuals and habits that keep one from making spiritual progress. If one wishes to break a connection with a source of negative energy, it may be useful to make an etheric knife by attaching a piece of Novoculite to a quartz crystal. Once one has attached the Novoculite to the crystal, one can envision the etheric cord linking one to the negative source and slash through it with the knife one has made. A quartz laser one works especially well for this. I have heard of this being done in Reiki, where they have like a crystal that's made in like a knife shape. I've seen a lot of the selenite ones that are made like a knife, and as they're doing the Reiki, they're cutting those cords with that knife. So you all may want to follow the advice as it was given here to kind of do some energy work in that way to cut these cords, or hire a professional that you trust to do it for you. You can literally tell them about this passage on Novoculite in the Book of Stones by Robert Simmons, and is it Naisha Asian or Naisha? Oh girl, that we love and adore for bringing forth this gift with. Oh boy. But yeah, you can use that as a reference and tell them you resonate with the energy that's being called forth, and you want to have that done, that energy work done using Novoculite. But it says in spiritual self-healing, Novoculite is an ideal stone for psychic surgery. In a similar way to that described above for cutting unwanted links to other people and habits, one can etherically cut away knots of imbalance or blocked energy that are the underlying roots of physical symptoms. In particular, Novoculite is attuned to the heart and brain, and its currents can help to clear the energies of the bloodstream, the lymphatic system, and the nervous system. Whatever you in has had your nervous system shot to hell because it's been toxic and chaotic. But for many of you, you may not even really resonate with that because you've been in it for so damn long. You used to the drama, you used to the toxicity, or you used to being unfulfilled and unhappy. And that is not a good place to be in. You are not meant to be in that space, and you deserve better. That is survival mode. And you're meant to thrive in this lifetime. And not only are you meant to thrive, whoever I'm talking to, you're meant to help other people thrive. You're meant to be that example that other people can look to when they desire to thrive. And you're going through this so that you can help them and provide the resources, the knowledge, and the wisdom to help them to thrive. Look at me. I be coming down here, a few times a week, sharing with y'all my hardships and shit that I've been through so that I'm in a position to be an example and provide knowledge and resources to y'all. Because there was once a point in my life, I say 5 or 6 years ago, I didn't know shit about none of these. I knew what tarot cards was, but I didn't know no meanings. I had never seen one in person or none of that. Crystals, I had never intentionally worked with a crystal before until I had my awakening sometime right before the pandemic. I had my awakening before the pandemic, but I started my YouTube channel right at the beginning of the pandemic. So yeah, I'm a living example of how the chaos and the conflict and the confusion and the fuck shit, it leads you to being a teacher of some sort. But you have to answer the call. So it says Novaculite's power is enhanced by combining it with Ozozio super activated stones, AZOZEO stones, and its effects are quickened by combining it with Moldavite and or Shungite. It can be used very successfully for spiritual healing when combined with Healerite and or Seraphinite. And it says Novaculite spiritually carries a stream of subtle matter energy into the body, aiding the process of enlightenment. It enhances one's powers of discernment and can be used to cut away unhealthy ties to people or patterns from the past. Emotionally, it aids in achieving a feeling of freedom from the past. For many of you, that's what you're being held captive and bound to, is the past in some way. And this crystal is said to be able to help you to cut those ties. It says it brings with it a zest for life and an eagerness for learning and spiritual development. For many of you, you've lost your zest for life. You're just moving through your routines day by day, trying to fulfill that void with 3D surface level things. With what you're really needing is spiritual development and to fulfill that spiritual void in your life, your connection with the Most High and the God or goddess within you. Because even if you are masculine, you're needing to tap into your goddess energy as well in order to live a whole, fulfilled life. Physically, Novaculite can be used to free blocked energies and cut away negative attachments that underlie various physical ailments. So if you've been having some physical ailments, that is because of the underlying energetic issues that have been taking place and how your aura has been affected and clouded. So say, for instance, you got a bad cough. Where have you not been speaking your truth? If you got a headache, where may you be ignoring the intuitive nudges that are coming through to you and your connection with the Holy Spirit and your spiritual connection? Where may you be neglecting that part of yourself? Intestinal issues, what's going on with your lower chakras? So energetically, things manifest as physical ailments and dis-ease within the body. And the affirmation that aligns with Novaculite is, my mind and body are clear and alert, and my whole being is filled with substance and the energy of the new human being. You are completely being reborn. So I hope this message finds you well. If it did not find you well, I hope something was said that leaves you well. It got deep, didn't it? I hope that you all take this message seriously if it resonates with you, so that you can step into and align with your soul contract. If you're needing personal assistance, feel free to email me at turquoisemajesty@gmail.com for a spiritual consultation or a tarot reading or sound healing session. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed already. And with that being said, y'all, until next time, peace.